All right, hello. We're going to talk about this wildfire that occurred here in New Jersey. Actually, two wildfires that occurred. I was looking at this and I was wondering if these were started by lightning. Well, now it is the case that they indeed have been started by lightning. We're going to look at the statement here from the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, and they say lightning strikes from two June storms sparked the Acorn Hill and Flatiron wildfires in Burlington County. The DEP announced today. The Forest Fire Service investigated both wildfires in coordination with the New Jersey Division of Fire Safety and the Burlington County Fire Marshal. The first one, the Acorn Hill wildfire, was in Woodland Township in Burlington County. It was reported to the Forest Fire Service by an aircraft en route to Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst on the morning of Monday, June 19th. Upon arrival, Section Forest Fire Warden John Erlin Sr. reported an active fire burning in excess of 25 acres in the Brendan Byrne State Forest. The fire grew to 246 acres before being 100% contained at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, June 20th. And there was the Flatiron wildfire in Medford Township in Burlington County. The Flatiron wildfire was reported to the Forest Fire Service by a resident on Elderberry Drive who said they saw a large glow in the woods behind their home before going to bed just after midnight on Saturday, June 3rd. Upon arrival, Section Forest Fire Warden Tom Gerber reported an active fire which had consumed 20 acres and was rapidly spreading toward homes. A backfiring operation quickly commenced to burn the forest fuels ahead of the main body of the fire to protect the 40 homes that were threatened by the fire. The fire grew to 220 acres before being 100% contained at 6 p.m. Saturday on June 3rd. One shed was destroyed in that fire. Lightning-caused wildfires are uncommon in New Jersey and represent 1% of all wildfire states in the Garden State. Wildfires caused by lightning do not necessarily start immediately and can burn inside a tree for several days before escaping into surrounding vegetation. This occurrence is known as a holdover fire, and that is what led to the Acorn Hill wildfire in Woodland Township after a storm passed through the area on Friday, June 16th, those storms that we had. Dry lightning ignited the Flatiron wildfire shortly after the storm passed through Medford Township on Friday, June 3rd. Dry lightning is not something that's very common in the Northeast, but again, it may become more common as we deal with the consequences of climate change. And here you go. Here's a pitch pine that was struck by lightning. And in fact, the pitch pine appears to have survived the strike. Because you notice that there's some green needles on it. And I've seen this before. Well, you do see some brown needles where the fire burned. But this is where the fire actually started. And you can see the charred base around where the lightning struck the tree. Down here, you can see this is what the area of the burn looked like from the air. So you can see right here, this is from the Flatiron wildfire. All right, so this is from the Flatiron wildfire here. Again, New Jersey, luckily they were able to contain this. Let's watch some of these stories here. Lightning strikes caused two wildfires in two different New Jersey townships. So let's got an ad here. Pretty much the same thing that I just read to you here. So wildfires are started by lightning, and this is what's been happening in Canada too. We've been seeing a lot of this too. Started by lightning. Let's see if 6ABC. This is their other story here from the New Jersey Forest Fire Service here. They actually did a good job covering this.
Incredibly active for firefighters in the Garden State. Already
So
there have been
4
times the number of fires in the past year. The latest fire burning in Woodland Township, Burlington County, now under control after it started yesterday. And that is where we find New Jersey correspondent Trish Hartman. Trish?
Oh, Christy, that fire is 100% contained, like you mentioned, and crews are still here in the area patrolling. It's still very smoky for some of these campers that are in this area. Now, state officials say this has been an extremely active fire season for them because of these dry conditions here in the forests. Kyla Jacobs is one of the campers in the Brendan T. Byrne State Forest who noticed firefighters working through the night.
This morning when we woke up, we noticed all the ash everywhere and definitely a lot of smoke smell.
The Acorn Hill wildfire reached 246 acres in size and threatened a few structures in the State Forest campground, though none were damaged and no evacuations were ordered. It's the latest in what has been a very busy wildfire season in New Jersey.
Especially earlier in April and May, we were having very very high-intensity fires.
So far this year in New Jersey, there have been 12 major wildfires, 10 of them in our area. A major wildfire is one that burns 100 acres or more. According to the DEP, in all of 2022, there were 2 major wildfires. In 2021, there were 3. So far this year, more than 16,000 acres have burned overall, far exceeding the same time period for the previous 2 years. State officials say even the storms we have had recently haven't been all that helpful.
And they haven't produced very much rain, but they've produced a lot of lightning. So we've seen a couple fires recently that we've determined the cause actually to be started from lightning.
Greg McLaughlin of the New Jersey Forest Fire Service says often people have good intentions when it comes to campfires, but things go wrong.
To be really careful with using fire for their cooking and for their campfires, and to make sure that those fires are out completely.
Yeah.
Now, McLaughlin says the good news is that even with all of these fires this year, there haven't been any major injuries and no structures have been lost. We have an interactive map showing the locations of these fires and the acres burned. You can find that by going to 6abc.com/links. Reporting in Woodland.
So there you go. And let's see. Well, we'd have to find the links to that, but 6abc.com links. So let's see. Do that 6abc.com link. So it'll show the fires that are here we go. So here we go. Links and resources. So let's see. Interactive map of New Jersey wildfires so far. Let's see.
But now the details. This wildfire season has.
All right, we just played this. All right, so it's just going back to the story that we just had here. So, oh, here's the map. So yeah, this is actually at the bottom of this here too. We had it here too. So we actually have the same thing. All right, so here it is. It's on in the story. You can see here's the map of all the wildfires that have occurred in New Jersey. You can see here, and again, a lot of them started by lightning, which is, you know, not all that. Some of them started by campfires. Some of them started, unfortunately, by carelessness. But nonetheless, it's all the reason why we're seeing all these fires, and the whole. It's just been the precipitation patterns have been all messed up. And yes, we will be getting into a wet pattern, which will hopefully finally end this fire risk that we've had for a while. And then it's going to wind up being too wet for a while. So it just goes from too wet to too dry. You don't have the right balance that we used to have because of the way the jet stream patterns have changed. Lastly, I just wanted to show you this picture of a tree that this actually was taken on April the 2nd of this year. This was at Jake's Branch Park in New Jersey, in the Pine Barrens there. And you'll see this tree right here, the one you see here. This one was struck by lightning and survived, which is pretty amazing. That just shows you how strong pitch pines are. So we're going to zoom in all the way here and show you the scar on this tree here. So look at that. You can see that is the scar from the lightning strike right there on the tree. These pines are pretty amazing. You know, they can you can have a lightning strike. They survive the lightning strike. That lightning strike can sometimes start a fire, and the trees all around that lightning strike will survive. Pretty amazing stuff. Just another example of how resilient the Pine Barrens are. As we deal with these climate changes, the pines can really take a lot of the stuff that's happening right now. You know, that's why I said in my other video when we had all those fires and had that orange day and I went into the pines for a little bit, I'm like, you know, the pines will be here long after we're gone. That's for sure. So that will be it. Thank you for watching, and good night.